I'm Senator John McCain from Arizona, and it's a pleasure to return to Cairo. As we follow the debate here in Egypt, we hear it said these NGOs are violating Egyptian sovereignty and meddling in this country's internal affairs. Nothing could be further from the truth. Indeed, the majority of the people who work for these organizations here in Egypt are not foreigners, but Egyptians. We met with Field Marshal طنطاوي. He gave us his assurance that they are working very diligently to try to resolve the NGO issue. And we also met with members of Parliament. The Speaker informed us that they are working on a new NGO law and legislation to update from the Mubarak era rather restrictive and repressive NGO law, and they expect that it's possible that the legislation could be passed sometime this spring.
After talking with the Muslim Brotherhood, I was struck with their commitment to change the law because they believe it's unfair. They've been on the receiving end of laws that clamp down expression and opposition. So when they told us all one of their priorities in Parliament is to write a new law, that made me believe that what's going on here in their mind is unjust. The Muslim Brotherhood, I don't believe, wants to be seen as defending a Mubarak-era law that in many ways would stifle what they were trying to do back in the old regime. You know, about an independent judiciary, I think a lot of Egyptian people would say that during the Mubarak era, the judiciary was maybe less than independent. But the idea that all of us are saying we support an independent judiciary is a step in the right direction. This was a politically motivated action. The person who brought this forward, I think, has an agenda that's not helpful. And as an American, I'm offended that people would say things about these organizations. I'm on the board of IRI. I can assure you it is not the goal of this organization or NDI or the American people to become spies and divide up a sovereign nation. That's ridiculous, and I'm offended. The relationship between the American people in terms of aid is, number one, we will not send money unless you want it. Number two, we're broke. And what I'm trying to do as the ranking Republican on the Foreign Operations Subcommittee, where foreign aid is about as popular in South Carolina as a toothache, is to think about what's at stake here. The Egyptian military has its problems, but the reason we're not talking about Egypt in the same breath as Syria is because of the military. This relationship between the United States military and the Egyptian military has been invaluable.
The way we approach this issue of the NGOs is with some guarded optimism that we will resolve this issue fairly soon. And we don't think it helps the progress on this very difficult situation for American citizens to make threats. We're not making threats. There's plenty of time to make threats. What we are seeking, and what all of our meetings today, was the mutuality of interest, common cause, and our support in this very difficult transition to democracy. The Egyptians continue in their journey of democratic development. America will continue to stand with you as a partner and as a friend.